Good evening, and welcome back to Mage Quest. I'm Modpack. On today's episode, we're going to take a look at some of the things I've been working on between episodes here, including a fully automated tree farm, and then also doing some work in blood magic, getting our tier 4 altar, and then setting up a well of suffering. So let's get going. Alright, so as I mentioned, I've been busy around the Mage Quest compound today. Between episodes here, I worked on making some golems from Thaumcraft. And so, for instance, I made a couple clay golems because I figured these were the most average type. They were kind of average strength, average speed, slow self-repair, which doesn't really matter too much, and average carry limit. So for our basic golem, this is going to work really, really well. And golems pretty easy to make. I mean, all you need is clay bricks and then some of this various essentia here into a crucible, or you can use the Thaumatorium as well, of course, which is what I did. So did a little bit of research here, and I gathered enough stuff to make the various automation cores here. And the ones I specifically needed for my fully automated tree farm, that's right, I made one of these between episodes here. I'll show it off in a second here, but what I needed was a gatherer, which was just a simple basic animation core with some lucrum and some terra. And then I also needed the golem core chop. Now this one's a little more expensive. It takes the axe of the stream, which we made last episode, so I had to make another one of these, and then some iron axes, and that makes the NF harvest, of course, too. So we needed a harvest core as well. So it takes quite a bit to actually make this chop one, but hopefully it's the last one we'll ever need, so we shouldn't have to worry about it again. So let's head over to the little tree farm I made here, and I'll show it off. So this uses a couple mods. It uses Botania and it uses Thaumcraft, and basically this little guy right here, this is the Renan Carpus. It will basically, anything that falls in its purview here, its little area here, will get planted, just like that. So any kind of these saplings that fall off the trees might automatically get dropped. So this basically will plant anything around it though. So it'll also do wood. Anything it finds, anything near it, it'll just stick on the ground next to it, and it'll plant it on anything that has dirt. I've set it up so anything that has dirt, it'll plant on. This doesn't require any mana, so it's fully automated and completely costless. There's no cost to this whatsoever after you get the guys all set up here. So once you make this, and it's actually relatively cheap, it's just a couple petals, a rune of the earth, I believe, and yeah, pretty much a redstone root, I think is what the other one is. That's super cheap, just grass and redstone to make that. So very, very cheap flour to make, and the benefits are huge when using this capacity. So let's see, do I have some bone meal to make this thing go? Here we go. Let's just make one of these trees go. Oh, I didn't even have to. So when the tree goes, our little golem friend here should get to work taking it down. Yep, there he goes. So he's gonna work on chopping that down here, and he just leaves the stuff where it lies. So our little other friend here is set up to go pick up all the wood and drop it into here. He's set up to pick up wood and apples, and I did saplings sometimes. I can set him up to pick up whatever I wanted to. Sometimes I'll do saplings in here, sometimes I won't. But we should have a good supply of saplings here. And as you can see, they grow pretty quickly here. And then as the golem chops down these trees, he leaves the saplings where they lay. And then the Renan Carpus here just grabs them and replants them. He'll also accidentally plant the wood sometimes, but the golem seems to be taking care of it pretty easily. So pretty simple setup, and I really like it. It's gonna give us as much wood as we want. We'll change out this oak. As soon as we have a whole barrel full of oak, we'll change it out to something else and get enough spruce and get all the wood we could possibly ever need here. So pretty cool. I'll let these guys go work, and let them take that back. I'll let them do their thing and get back to work here. So very cool automated tree farm using Botania and Thaumcraft. I worked on trying to automate the farm. There is a harvest core, as I mentioned. He could go around and chop all this stuff up, but there's no way to replant it as far as I know. So it doesn't really help me to automate this portion of it. I could get somebody to chop all the trees. Now we can have somebody chop these sugar canes down. So for a sugarcane farm, a harvest one would work nicely because I don't have to replant that. But he was leaving all the seeds laying about before, and that's no good for me. I can't do anything with that. So that's something to keep in mind too. We could do that in the future here. Pretty good. So as I mentioned, today the big focus is going to be on blood magic. And we're at the point now we can get tier 4. So I'm just going to drop some things off here and clear out my pack a bit so we can have lots of room for whatever else we want to do here. We'll want some of that, I think. Don't need this, don't need this. Let's drop some metals off. A creeper came by and blew up my chest here. It was a big mess, so everything's really unorganized. I really got to put doors on this place. I have an open door here, open door here. We have to really get some wording of some type to block guys out here. Not impossible to do with the mod pack. So there's a couple ways we can do it. We can do it with Botania. I believe there's a way we can make a circle that they can't enter. And also we could do something in Witchery, I believe, can make a similar circle that they can't enter. I don't know how that's going to work. If it works indoors, I think rituals do need to see the sunlight. I'm not completely certain about that though. I could be wrong. But we could put a ritual on the floor here. It's going to be kind of a messy thing though. But that will create a barrier that the enemies cannot enter. But or I also could just put doors up. Same thing would happen with just doors for right now. But I kind of like the open air feel of this thing here. The back door, I probably will put a door on here because I don't really have a plan for what I want the back of this place to look like just yet. So, tier 4 altar. What we need is something we already have made, large bloodstone bricks, and these are super cheap to make actually. And I think all we need to do is put these bloodstone bricks on top of a pillar. Now I already set it up with all the runes we'll need. I made a bunch of more runes here and spaced them out correctly according to the specs I saw on the internet. And the last part we'll need is a pillar. Let's see, what do we want to use? We used chisel quartz for this. I'm trying to make it like stone and chisel quartz. I might change the way this looks down the road, but I kind of like the way this all looks together right now. Let's get some more chisel quartz, I guess, for another pillar here. So let's go. Kind of running low on quartz here. Oh, you know what? I think I grabbed some from the nether here. Yeah, there we go. So we'll just make a bunch more of these, and then we'll put some blocks together here, like so. Some of these, make some of those back into chisel quartz, and that should be enough. I think I want to do one more just for good measure. I think 18 will be enough. Okay, let's see if this works for tier 4, and hopefully it does. So all we need to do is pillar up here a bit, and these are going to be one higher than that, I believe. I think it's one higher. I'm not certain about this. So we'll test it out and see it. If it's either same height or one higher, like so. All right, and then we'll do the same thing over here. I think we'll have just enough to do this. Takes 1, 2, 3, 4 per thing. Yeah, we should have just enough here because I don't take 12. And I can't jump up that high. And I can't hit it from over here. Nope, can't do that either. Let's do. Oh god, let's do this. Oh god, I can't even get up now. I really need to make a better thing over here because this uneven terrain is really killing me, especially when it comes to a lot of things in this. As far as, God. All right, I wonder if I'm better off going to the roof and doing it. Or I could pillar up. Let's just do this. Here we go. I lost one, that's okay though. Let's do this. And then one of these. I think that's the right height. Oh god. Yeah, this uneven terrain is really killing me. I really gotta get this fixed here. Okay, so this is like right against the thing here. But if we get accomplished what I want to get accomplished today, which is making the Well of Suffering, a lot of this mob farm will go away, I think. And we'll be able to get a better way of doing things around here. So that's the goal for today, is to get rid of the way this mob farm works pretty much. Even though it's been serving us pretty well here. Oh, we ran out of juice in here. Oh, you know what? I don't want to make more. Oh, I guess that doesn't matter. I could make more, but I don't think it's gonna go. Yeah, there's 11 in there. That would take, man, 55,000 LP. We don't have quite the capacity for that yet. I think this thing is up to 20,000. Getting up to 55 would be super helpful, but I think now that we have the more second layer of runes here, third layer of runes rather, we can actually get it almost that high. We're gonna need a lot of these augmented capacity runes though. Which are rather expensive to make and time consuming. So we'll see what happens. It might not happen this episode here, but it depends on what we need to make the Well of Suffering here. So we'll find out in a minute here. Let's just take care of this guy here. Let's go back to making our pillars. So we are, I don't know if I showed this off last time, but I set up a hopper hock here, basically collecting all the random stuff that gets dropped so I don't have to pick up all of it. I still end up picking like at least half of it, but better than grabbing all of it. So one more and then this. And let's see if we can do this to get out of here. That works. We'll go right to the other side. Perfect landing, 10-point landing. And drop some more chiseled quartz on here. And then one of these. And this should do it if we did everything right here. So let's go take a look and see. And It says tier 4. Oh, we did it. We did it. We did it. Okay, so now we have tier 4. Now, let's take a look and see what it takes to make a Well of Suffering. We'll need ritual stones, of course. Let's take a look and see. Do we have our little thing here? Yes, we do. Okay, so right now it's still set to the ritual binding. We'll take down our ritual binding because I don't think we're gonna do anything else with that for right now. We want the Well of Suffering. And so what this requires is dusk runes. That's the big difference, is that it requires 4 air stones, 16 water, 8. So total stones is 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 8, 16, 32. So 36 runes total. I think we have that. We'll have to head over to the other rune over there and take it down and see how many runes we have. We might have to make a few more here. But it is night, so I'm not going to venture out in the darkness. I'm not that crazy. So I'm going to take a little sleep here, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so I've gathered all the ritual stones up. We only have 28, so I'm going to have to make a few more here quick before we can actually continue on with this. So let's take a look. And what was the recipe for these again? It was 4 obsidian and 4 reinforced slates makes 4. We have 12 reinforced slates, so we just need obsidian, and we'll be all good here. So I'll be right back. I'm going to grab some obsidian, and we'll start making these things here. So bear with me. I'll be right back. Alright, so we have the 36 ritual stones that we need. I had 28 previously, so we decided to make a few more there. And now we're ready to actually start. Oh, there's one more step we actually have to do. If we can't start laying down the ritual just yet. We actually do one more thing. And that is, you'll see this requires dusk runes. And you'll see that on the top there it says, used to explore new types of rituals, cannot place dusk runes. So we need to place those ones naturally. And we need to make some dusk chalk, I think it's called, or dusk ink. So that's part of this whole thing here. So we need to look at dusk as part of this here. And dusk inscription tools we're talking about here. So take the block of coal, our tier 4 altar, and 2000 LP. Now if we want to turn the ritual diviner into one that can place dusk runes, all we need is demonic slates. That might be a bit of an issue. Those are pretty expensive to make. So we're not going to do this quite yet. We won't make this part. We'll just make the inscription tool, and maybe between episodes here, because this is going to take a lot of time to make. We'll just make this after the fact here. And then we'll upgrade our ritual diviner, then we should be able to do any ritual we want. So let's make this inscription tool first. All it takes is a block of coal. Let's go see what our coal situation is here. Okay, we got 4 in there, and okay, this will be plenty. We'll need, I should probably just make up 3 of these right away, because we'll need 2 to make the, we'll want 2 to make the inscription tool, or the better dusk rune placing ritual diviner here. So we'll want 3 of these overall. So let's put those 3 into the altar here and let it do its thing. And then we'll check on it in a moment here. So let's throw these in here. Use my old trick with the hoppers here and kill off some guys to fill it back up again. 2,000 in there. We can actually do 10 of these if we wanted to, but that's overkill. We don't need that many. This does have durability on it. Oh, wow, that was fast. So we got 3 of those. Let's put the other 2 back in the chest here. And we'll take out 1 for our little ritual we're going to do here. So now, I think we're all ready to actually do this thing. So let's take this downstairs, and we'll start setting up the ritual. Now you'll notice I cleared out some space down here. It's just enough room, I think, to fit underneath your altar. I don't know how far down it needs to be, though, so we're going to have to find that out in a second here. I actually want the torches out of here, because monsters spawning down here is actually a very good thing. Now this whole thing with our little hopper setup here will have to change, I think. Well, we can come down here and get it, maybe. Yeah, I think this will be fine. So I think what we'll do is just test it like this. We'll put the ritual stone, master ritual stone, right underneath here. And hopefully this is tall enough to reach up to our little thing here. So now let's just start placing some stones. And it's already stopped, which means that I think the dusk runes go here, 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 and here then? Let's take a look here quick. I'm just going to confirm that quick on the wiki here quick, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so the issue is that actually the way the ritual works here is that it's 1 off the ground. There's a part that goes down and then goes back up again. So let's keep placing here. And now I think this is the part where we need the dusk runes here. So I think we'll place those. I was close before. It's like this. And I need to get a third block or something there. There we go. So these 4 runes here are the dusk runes, and all we need to do is mark those with the inscription tool, and that will make them dusk runes finally. Okay, so now we should be able to just finish the ritual by keep clicking and let it do its thing. And once it's done doing anything here, it's all done. Okay, cool. So we did it. We've got the ritual completed here, and I think this will be high enough to actually reach those guys up there. We'll know very, very soon if it is. If it's not, we'll think of something else here, but I think it will be. So all we need to do now is use the activation crystal, which will be up here. And I think all we need is the weak activation crystal, because it still isn't an advanced ritual just yet. So let's click it and see what happens. A rush of energy flows through the rituals here. All right, so these guys are not taking any damage, which would be happening if the ritual did work. They would be taking damage right now. So it's actually our mob farm here is too high up to actually do anything here. I was just putting our orb back in there because it did take about 50,000 LP to get that thing made. Maybe it's 80,000, something like that. But I had a full stock of LP in our network here. So yeah, it took about 50,000 LP to get that thing started. But I don't know why it's not working. So it did say a rush of energy flows through the ritual. Let's see if we can bring over a guy. I don't want to get that creeper over there. Let's see if we can bring over anybody else. Oh, more creepers. There's a zombie over there though. Let's grab him. Let's kill this creeper off. And we'll bring this zombie over to the ritual here if we can. We'll kite him over back this way. And if he gets in range, he should start getting killed off. So here we go. Come on, you. Come try out our machine here. Oh, there it is. So it is working. So basically, this will take 2 LP per operation. So every time it kills a guy, it takes 2 LP, but it gains 10. So overall, you're coming out ahead. It just takes a little bit of LP to run. So that will work. Now, I think what we should do here is move this up 1 block, it looks like. All we need to do is move the whole thing up 1 block, and it should maybe catch those guys up there. I thought we could put it underneath the altar and make it still work here. So I'm just gonna take this thing down again. It's gonna take another 50,000 LP to activate, but it'll be worth it if we can get those guys dying as part of this ritual here. So bear with me for a minute, I'll be right back. All right, so I raised the ritual up 2. Now it fits right into the slot that's right next to where the runes would go, the blood runes would go for our altar. So this should work fine now. It should be high enough that it should catch the guys that are in the little mob farm there too. So let's get the activation crystal. Let's check our sigil of holding, make sure we have enough LP in there. We have 88,000 LP. Not quite as much as I would like. It's gonna bring us down to just about 0. And then once it starts killing guys, we might actually kill ourselves accidentally. So let's get a little bit more LP in there. I have the orb sitting here. Let's take a look here quick and see what we got. We got 91. Let's get up to like 100,000 here, and then I think we should be good. Just a couple more guys here, I think. And then we should have a pretty much infinite source of LP. Get you out of here. Get you out of here, little guy. Get out of here, little guy. We're waiting on the big guys here. Just kill him this way, I guess. I can't seem to hit him enough times. There we go. Okay, so let's see here quick. All right, we got 100,001 now. Let's take the activation crystal downstairs. And little slime, you are gonna be our first test subject here, I think. So here we go. Energy flows to the ritual. This guy's taking damage, and it should be filling up our altar as we sit here. So let's just take out the this crystal for a second. As you can see, 33. It's not going up anymore though. This guy fell down. Oh, this guy fell down. That's the problem. Let's let them come up here, and then they'll be close enough. So it doesn't have a lot of range on it. It's basically a box. I think it's like 21 by 21. I want to say, but it is high enough that these guys are getting killed off now. So we got an infinite source of LP now without any effort. So as you can see, our network is slowly going up. It's going up slowly, but the more guys we get in here, the better it's gonna go. So as you can see now, it's getting about 100 per second here. Pretty great. So this will fill up slowly. I'll just leave the orb in there, and it'll accumulate LP. We can always use it to craft down the road here. We can also turn the altar off, I believe, with a redstone signal, I want to say. Or turn the ritual off with a redstone signal. I think it does require LP to reactivate though, so we gotta be careful with that. But yeah, Well of Suffering is in effect, and it is filling up our altar quite nicely here. We can do it better ourselves manually, of course. We'll get a little bit better rate of return, a little quicker rate of return. There's some ways we can make this even better, and they involve witches. Now that's gonna be a bit of an issue, getting witches over here captured, but I think we might be able to do it somehow. We're gonna have to be careful about how we do it, but we might be able to kite a witch over here and trap it. And if you can catch witches for this, it's very nice because they heal themselves. They heal themselves faster than the ritual can kill them. So they are truly an infinite source of LP then. So that's something I want to try to do. It might be a little tough. We are by a swamp, so we should have witches spawning occasionally. But yeah, getting one over here is a bit of an issue. Normally I would use like MFR or something like that, but there is no MFR in this. So I don't have a way of bringing mobs over that are, it's against their will. You can only do passive mobs like that, unfortunately. So I think that's going to do it for this episode. We got our Well of Suffering all set up, so we've made some serious progress in blood magic here. It should be really, really good going forward. It should be really, really good going forward here. I can't wait to see what else we do. There's a lot more mods we need to explore though for the mod pack, like witchery and that kind of thing I haven't touched on very much at all. So maybe next time we'll start working towards one of those things. I hope you enjoyed my automated tree farm and my Well of Suffering today. I will see you back for another episode of Mage Quest very soon. If you are enjoying the series, of course, let me know via likes or comments. I really do appreciate the support, and I'll see you guys back next time for more. Have a good night.